Okay, this is my week 25 update, race to 250K. Every week I invest a minimum of 1100. This week I invested 1400. If you're new to investing, you probably ask yourself, why does this feel so slow? You invest your money, you're staying consistent, and it feels like nothing is happening for you. But that's exactly where your consistency and your discipline is built. The portfolio grows later. The habits have to come first. That's why so many people quit before compounding ever has a chance to go out and work for you. In this video, I'll go over my complete portfolio, what I bought with that 1400, my weekly performance, and of course my dividend income. Quick reminder on financial education. Education gives you control, control gives you options, and options is what gives you freedom. Let's get into my portfolio and see where I'm at. Now that we're in the portfolio, we can see the balance is $167,889.91, and progress still feels extremely slow. I invested $1,400 this week, and the balance is lower this week than it was last week, but the dividend income is higher, and I'll go over that later in the video. First, let's go over each position. First, I have DGRO. Market value is $29,923, and this is 17.8% of my portfolio. Next, my biggest position is SCHD. Market value is $67,497, and this is 40.2% of my portfolio. Next, we have SCHG. Market value is $17,987, and this is 10.7% of my account, and it's just to keep me compounding, so it's a 10% growth tilt. Next, we have SCHX. Market value is $27,196, and this is 16.2% of my portfolio. This is my broad market fund. It's basically identical to VU. And my last position is VXUS, my international position. Market value is $25,095, and I keep this at 15% of my portfolio. Let's get into my weekly buys. Okay, now that we're in the weekly buys, I bought the same ETFs I always buy because consistency is my strategy. Let's see what I bought. First, I bought 20 shares of SCHD. That was $649. Then I bought DGRO, 4 shares, and that was $301. Then I bought 10 shares of SCHX. That was $292. And my last buy was 4.6 shares of SCHG for $156. And Schwab lets us buy fractional shares now, so every dollar at the end of every week is invested, and that's the way it should be because that adds up over time. Let's get into the performance of this portfolio for the week. Okay, now that we can see the performance, we can see from June 8th to June 11th, excluding net contributions, this portfolio has gained $1,056.39 or 63 basis points. Let's see how this portfolio matched up to the major indices. First, we have my portfolio, which is up 63 basis points. The Russell 2000 had a major upswing this week, 3.11%. That is huge. The S&P 500 went up 15 basis points. The NASDAQ went up 40 basis points. And the Dow Jones went down 0.1%, which is pretty much even. So for this portfolio of mine, I'm not trying to beat the indices. This is a dividend growth income portfolio. Now let's go over the dividend income. Okay, for the dividend income, we could see it's $3,806.03 or $317.17 per month. So even though my portfolio went down from last week, the dividend income went up. And even though this is slow, eventually you get that dividend snowball going. That's why we invest for dividend growth. Now let's get into each position and see what it pays. First, we have DGRO, $588. Then we have SCHD, $2,191. Then we have SCHG, $67. And then we have SCHX, $280. Then we have VXUS, $677 for a total of $3,806. The goal by the end of the year was to get this to $6,000. Obviously, it's looking like I'm going to come up short on that if I don't add a covered call ETF. I'm in the process of still researching and deciding which one will fit into my portfolio. Every week I'm documenting a real portfolio with real lessons that I've learned, and hopefully it could help a new investor get started on their investing journey the right way. That's going to do it for my week 25 update. Stay tuned for week 26.